Have you ever walked into a public restroom knowing that you have to go, but as soon as somebody else walks in, you can't? Maybe you're completely fine at home, but at work, at school, while traveling, or in a crowded public restroom, you freeze up. Maybe you can use a stall, but not a urinal. Maybe you need the restroom to be completely empty. Or maybe, like me at one point in my life, even a single-use restroom can be difficult because you're thinking about the person who might be waiting outside. If any of that sounds familiar, you may be experiencing shy bladder syndrome, also known as paruresis. I'm Michael Hurd, the shy bladder coach. I lived with shy bladder for more than 50 years, and today I want to talk about what paruresis is and why it may not be quite as simple as we sometimes make it sound. At its simplest, paruresis is a difficulty or an inability to urinate in certain situations, often when other people are nearby or when we believe that they may be nearby. But here's something that's important to understand. Not everyone experiences shy bladder in the same way. Some people experience a lot of anxiety. Others may not describe themselves as anxious at all. Some people worry that someone will notice they're not urinating. Others may not be particularly concerned about what anybody else thinks. Some people can point to an experience earlier in their lives that they believed contributed to their shy bladder. Others can't. And that's why I think we need to be careful about putting every person with paruresis into the same box. We can describe the experience of having difficulty urinating in certain situations, but the person experiencing it is an individual, and their story is their own. And what helps one person may not be exactly what helps another. In my own experience, one of the biggest challenges was all of the what if thinking. What if I can't go? What if I can't find a bathroom that I'm comfortable with? What if somebody comes in? What if someone is waiting for me? I would create entire stories in my head about something that hadn't even happened yet. And all of that thinking created a tremendous amount of anxiety for me. But here's something I've come to realize. The anxiety didn't stay in the bathroom. It came with me. It came with me to work or to family outings, while traveling, even something as simple as going out to a restaurant. The bathroom might have been the thing I was worried about, but the thinking about the bathroom could start hours before I ever needed to use a bathroom. I might be sitting at dinner with my family, but part of my attention was somewhere else. Where's the bathroom? Will I be able to use it? Should I go now? Should I wait? What if I can't go? Looking back, shy bladder was taking up a space in my life, even when I wasn't anywhere near a restroom. And something happened just the other day where it really brought this home for me. I stopped at a local hotel to brush my teeth. I wear Invisalign. And so sometimes I need to find a place to take care of that when I'm out now. And while I was there, I suddenly realized something. Years ago, I used to use that exact hotel as my go-to bathroom before going out to restaurants with my family. I knew that bathroom, it felt safe, so I would actually plan around it. And there I was years later, standing in that same hotel restroom. But this time, I wasn't looking for a safe place to pee. I was just brushing my teeth. It was such a simple moment, and it made me realize just how much my life had changed and how much freedom I have found. And that's one of the reasons I think it's important to understand that shy bladder can affect much more than these few minutes when you're actually trying to use a restroom. For some people, the anticipation can be a big part of the experience. You start thinking about whether you'll be able to go before you even get there. Then you walk into the restroom already wondering what's going to happen. You notice somebody standing at the urinal, or you hear someone come through the door, and suddenly you become very aware of everything. And you start thinking about whether you can go. Maybe you start trying to make yourself go. And the more important it becomes to you, the harder it can seem. Then, if you can't go, you remember that experience the next time. And now you walk into another restroom thinking, what if that happens again? I know the cycle I was just describing extremely well. And one of the most frustrating things someone can say to a person with a shy bladder is just relax. If it were that simple, believe me, I would have relaxed a long time ago. The good news is there's help available. Organizations like the International Paruresis Association provide education, workshops, support groups, and many other resources. And there are also helpful techniques that many people use, including graduated exposure and breath holding. And all of these things played an important role in my own journey. But for me, something else began to change as well. I started to understand my own experience differently. I began to see that I didn't have to be afraid of every thought or feeling that showed up. I could feel anxious and still be okay. I could have the thought, what if I can't go, without treating that thought as a prediction of what was actually going to happen. That understanding didn't replace the techniques I had learned. It changed the way I related to the entire experience. And over time, I became less afraid of the experience itself. Your experience with shy bladder may be different from mine. Your story may be different, and your path forward may look different too. And that's okay. And what I want you to know is you're not alone. There are people who understand, there are resources available, and freedom is possible. I'm Michael Hurd, the shy bladder coach. And if you'd like to learn more about shy bladder syndrome, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. And we're going to talk about everything from helpful techniques like graduate exposure to work, to travel, relationships, and the thoughts and fears that can surround shy bladder. And if you'd like more information and resources, you can also visit my website at michaelrhurd.com. That's michaelrhurd.com. Thanks for watching.